The film begins with a man tormented by insomnia, sleepless nights that blur reality, exhaust his mind, and drain his purpose. Desperate for rest, he stumbles across Dr. Sander's sleep cure tapes, promising relief through a strange, hypnotic audio therapy. At first, the tapes seem benign, whispers, soft tones, guided relaxation, but soon the lines between dream and waking life start to crack. The man becomes actor, producer, and victim in his own nightly hallucinations. Through the tape's influence, he is drawn into a series of bizarre, macabre vignette sequences, each a twisted variation on his fears, desires, regrets. Scenes shift abruptly, he dreams of multiple versions of himself interacting, of mirrors fracturing, of strange masks, and uncanny actors whose faces flicker and transmute. Sometimes he wakes, only to find small traces of the dreams in his waking world, an object misplaced, a whisper in the dark, a reflection's echo. He begins to question whether the cure was an escape or a trap. In the film's universe, Mart Sander plays dozens of characters. In fact, the film reportedly set a Guinness World Record for most roles by a single actor: somber narrators, shadowy guides, hallucinated victims. In each dream fragment he becomes both subject and storyteller. Supporting roles: Ingrid Margus as Bee, Tryn Lelop as Tavern Wench, Gerda Johnson as Nora, and others, appear in these fragmented dream worlds, sometimes as allies, sometimes as looming specters. The film weaves dark humor with horror, grotesque scenes provoke uneasy laughter, mirrors mock identity, voices taunt regrets. The insomnia victim becomes increasingly disoriented, walking through shifting spaces, impossible rooms, talking to himself, chasing logic that dissolves like mist. His real life unravels in parallel: missed calls, blurred calendar entries, relationships frayed. He is no longer just seeking sleep, he is trying to reclaim himself from the tape's distortions. The dreams are not just random, they echo trauma, foreboding, guilt. Is the cure lulling him into silence? Or unleashing the darkest parts of him through the guise of relief? The tension builds as reality fractures and the film's anthology structure reveals that each nightmare is connected by the tape's influence, by his tragedies, by the undiscussed pain he carries. In the second half, the horrors escalate. The insomnia patient can no longer discern whether he is dreaming or awake. One segment has him attend a production in which he watches as shadow figures enact scenes of his life, failures, betrayals, regrets, in grotesque exaggeration. He becomes complicit, sometimes stepping into the frame, playing roles he once rejected or feared. In another fragment, masks are grafted onto faces, voices warp, rooms collapse in upon themselves, and the protagonist is swallowed by corridors of mirrors that echo his screams. Occasionally he breaks out, rips off headphones, smashes equipment, but he always returns, drawn by need, curiosity, compulsion. The final segments converge. The tape's voice asks him direct questions about identity, forgiveness, mortality. He finds himself in a vast auditorium, audience of silhouettes, waiting for his entrance. When he steps on stage, the tapes play his own memories, projecting his failures and fears for all to see. He confronts a version of Dr. Sander, a guide, tormentor, mirror, who taunts him that the cure was never to cure, but to expose the self beneath. As lights flicker, the auditorium collapses into nightmare. In a final moment, he removes the tapes, breaks the reel, and staggers into a silent dawn, but there is no clear resolution. Is he cured or broken? The ending loops back to insomnia, sleep's promise remains distant. The film ends hauntingly, suggesting that the cure was always the journey through dreams themselves, and that sometimes our nightmares are the threshold to knowing who we really are. Dr. Sander's Sleep Cure is not conventional horror, it is a fantasy horror anthology that uses insomnia as a doorway, a medium for exploring identity, memory, guilt, and what it means to be awake in a world that dreams without you. So if you want to watch this kind of short movie explanation videos, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an upload of latest videos. Take care, see you next time.